What up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Ken Ivey, and you are watching A View from the Game. We got a distinguished gentleman in the house.
Yeah, man. How about that shit, man? Make Rooster the Pimp, man. Yeah, man. Harry Hines, man. Live from Harry Hines, ain't it, man?
So when you say live from Harry Hines, for my viewers who don't know what Harry Hines is, so can you let the people know what Harry Hines is and why, you know, the guys like yourself who rap about, the lifestyle in the streets, why y'all, call it Harry Hines and Harry Hines Division?
Yeah, man. Harry Hines is the actual name of the street, and it's for years it's been the whole stroll in Dallas, Texas. The main one in Dallas, Texas.
You talking about where women sell their body?
Where women, where women get down and they get their money. Man, that's the track, man. It's been 60s, 70s, probably before then, man. It's always been, where you can pull up, like a red light district. People come to Dallas, they come to Harry Hines just to see some horn. If man, trees come from all over the world just to see it. It's just like somebody going to California for Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. They come here to Harry Hines, go buy pussy.
A lot of people don't understand, that the track is really where, it goes down, where, pimps and hoes really get famous at, what I'm saying? So speaking from that perspective, we just giving our viewers a perspective from the game. So when you think about the track and you think about the squares and you think about people, that don't participate in that lifestyle, what is your perspective, on, somebody, that say, I'm not gonna work the track, I'm gonna work in a strip club, or I'm gonna go to Vegas, I'm gonna work the carpet, because I know y'all got various terms for that,
Yeah, man, I talk about this a lot, to my younger partners or younger women trying to come into the game. The word is stomp down. I'm a stomp down hoe. I'm a stomp down pimp. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, and I'm not knocking nobody that's got all around the board game. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like you are not a stomp down hoe if you have not played that concrete. If you have not stepped foot on that track, you know what I'm saying? You might have got a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? You can make millions of dollars in your career as a hoe. You know what I'm saying? But then you turn around and say, I ain't never been on the blade in my life. I ain't never been. You probably some horn, but you not no stomp down hoe.
Question to you, Rooster. So why wouldn't a person be stumped down if they getting money? You know what I'm saying? If they checking major trap, you know what I'm saying? If they giving me, say if I was a P and I was getting thousands and thousands of dollars from this dame who actually be an escort or she's working back pages of OnlyFans, because we know a lot of P's be on OnlyFans and they living really swell now. So why do they have to touch the blade? I'm just saying. That's a question.
I mean, my opinion is not really a have to. Is like, okay, look, I'm gonna say this: if you got a hoe, let's say you get up on a hoe that's already getting big money. And then you just a small time pimp that's on the blade. I don't have no problem with you. Don't put something in her life that ain't getting her no bread. That she don't need to get her no money. Don't take her from these big dollars to these coins if you don't have to. But with the thing that we stand on, hey ho, if this ain't working. If you telling me about how I make $2,500 a night on the carpet and I play the internet, I play the lines, then when I get you and you not doing no shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Say if a guy get up on you and you telling him all that and then you want to go pay this man and then none of that shit is working, I feel like the blade doesn't need to be out of your diet. For one, a hoe needs to do whatever the pimpin' say, regardless. It don't matter, you know what I'm saying? Now, but the people got to have enough sense like, hey, man, I'm not finna go put this hoe down in the concrete and I ain't got to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go blend her up on this concrete and there ain't no need for it. She already making all this money for me. You know what I'm saying? But if that shit ain't working, that hoe don't need to tell the pimpin' no. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting on the blade. She don't need to say no to that. Because if she says no, then she not for me and she not no stomp down hoe. She not for the game. She not for me and what I stand on.
Or for the game.
She not for the game.
When I first got in the game, when I first hit the track, it was in Milwaukee, right?
Right.
It was in 78, you know what I'm saying? Maybe 70, I think it was 76, 78, depending, whenever I was 16, right? So So when I hit the blade, the first thing the players told me, I said, why she got to be on the blade? They said the reason why she on the blade is because, when a broad get on the blade and you take her to the track, that this broad, got some instructions. Yeah. If the broad ain't she on the track, she ain't got no instructions, then she's a renegade, right?
Right.
So it was a way back in the day that I was taught that this is the way, you kind of like, keep hoes in pocket, because if a hoe come on the blade and she trying to get some money and there's some more pimping out there,
right.
Then them hoes gonna sweat her, the pimp's gonna sweat her, she ain't gonna be able to get no money.
Right.
But today, it ain't like that. It was like a woman could just go on the blade. She had to have some kind of, protection or some kind of representation. Yeah. Now they can go into Motel 6 or the Quinta or the Crown Plaza and just work the phone. So I think that was the standard back then, that you couldn't be on the blade unless you got some representation. Right. And that represented the Stoke down there. That was 40-some years ago. Right. Now, I know y'all, I ain't say y'all, but I know the game has since changed since then. So that was just a perspective. But, I like your perspective, though. Right. You got to be stumped down.
It is about the money at the end of the day. It is, but like how you just said, hey, man, this is our culture. This is our lane. It's just like a crack dealer. He ain't going to let you come over there on his block and sell crack. You ain't from over there. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. It's just like with the pimping. Like, the bitch come out there, she ain't got no folks. And, she can't really be mad about, because, you got women out there that come out there that don't know nothing about, you might say, man, that bitch is square.
Don't you think, Rooster, that's a form of validation for the pimp, too? Like, yeah, that nigga really pimping. He got boots on the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's one of the things, because Milwaukee, we had to do certain shit, so we was working the bras up at the strip clubs too, right? So, what I'm saying? But when I went to New York and DC, they was like, yeah, man, you got to be down, right? So when I first, started putting them down, on a consistent basis, it got, I'm older now. I ain't a little young dude. I'm getting down, and I'm putting them down, and I'm getting recognition. It was kind of like a validation thing to me. I was accepted amongst my peers,
Right, yeah.
I think, is that like one of the rites of passage in the game where, you got to, at least you got to set one.
Yeah.
Because a lot of niggas gonna sweat one, but how many is gonna set one?
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So you got to set one before you can sweat one. I mean, I'm just, for my people who don't know,
a lot of guys won't even give a youngster no game if they're gonna ask you for where that bitch at.
It did me that same way.
You got, before I get to, before I start lacing your boots, where the hoe at? You know what I'm saying? Then you got them old, you got them old guys that they won't know where that hoe at because they been moving for that bitch. They gonna move you. They gonna move you for that bitch, or they want to know like, man, my game ain't being wasted. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna tell him nothing that he, So
what? Boss Talk. He was interviewing us one day. That's my man.
Yeah.
Over there, Boss Talk interviewed us, and we was in over by Ice-T house. We was in New York. He said, Rollo the pimp said, man, yeah, man, the bitch Lee, man. Lee. I said, no, not me. I said, shit, that bitch Lee. I'm looking for that bitch with the daylight in the first. I'm like, where the bitch at?
In the Baboon Pimpin' song, it's we do a drop in that song. It's me and Mister and my other partner. We do a drop. And when I say, man, when that hoe run off on me, man, that hoe is invincible, man.
Every time I lose, if that bitch don't call me by 6 o'clock, nigga, I got anxiety, I got everything. What's up, Pimpin? What you doing? Hey, I got the bitch, man.
I can remember a time. I can remember a time I was out there on that track, man. It's a long time ago. I was out there on that track, man, and Mister called me, my other partner called me. It was about 3-4 niggas called me at the same time, and I knew this bitch ain't got from my butt. I said, man, what you niggas got going on, man? I said, man, what you boy got going on? One of y'all niggas finna tell me something. Everybody like, man, what the hell is you talking about? And then, you know what I'm saying? I tell my other partner, I said, man, there's too many niggas calling my phone, man. Somebody need to open up their mouth and say something. And he said, my partner Mister, man, that bitch ain't going nowhere, man. That bitch ain't going, she ain't went nowhere. That bitch ain't, she just ain't talking to you.
Yeah, the bitch ain't missing, she ain't on no milk card, but she might be with some pimping though.
Yeah, but man, you always gotta wait on that call. That you never know when that call will pop up.
So, bitch look better going than she did coming anyway. You know what I'm saying? The bitch came with some money, she left it behind. So we not that go. But this show is not about the pimping, our transition. So, now, brother, I'm looking at you, we had a little fun for the viewers. We woke a few lanes up and everything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, I'm on the internet. I seen one video of you. I seen a whole hill.
Yeah.
And it's like you rapping to the hill. That shit was ingenious, man.
Man, when I seen that, man, I was with Mr. G. Me and Mr. was talking about mic checks because everybody been doing the mic checks, and he was saying, man, we need to get in front of them clubs, and we need to get in front of them clubs. You know what I'm saying? We need to pop that shit. And I say, yeah, man, I was watching a TikTok. You know what I'm saying? He had already had the mic check idea, and I had the idea. I seen some little gangsta ass little youngsters. They had the microphone cord, but they had like a gun with a clip. They had a dick on the gun, man, on like a 40 Glock, and the nigga was rapping into it. I say, man, yeah, man, them some little steppers, man. They rapping. I say, man, I told Mister, I say, man, I'm gonna have a hoe heel hang from the sky. You know what I'm saying?
How long you been rapping, Pimp?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I pushed away some serious shit when I was about 15. I got a cousin, man. Shout out to Rooster, man. You know what I'm saying? I remember we was recording on the tape on the boom box. She figured out a way. You know, we was just kids. 11, 12 years old, man. At first, she was recording, had a instrumental on a tape. And we could rap over into that boom box, and that boom box with recorders. So I was doing it back then, about 11 years old. Then she had that big old computer. You rapping to it and record over the beat. So about 12 years old, but I never, you know what I'm saying, I was about 15 years old, man.
I had some serious.
I had some serious people in my life that was pushing me to really do music. And man, my dad had went to the penitentiary when I was 12 going on 13. So by the time I was 15, I could rap, and I was cussing. You know what I'm saying? I was cussing when I was rapping. I was rapping like a grown man. People would hear it. They be like, man, you hear how that young nigga talk? Yeah, he cussed, but I was saying real shit. I was rapping about real shit. But, my daddy had went to the pen, and the streets had got me. Then, and my mama was managing me. And, man, we had a meeting with some, with some pretty serious people. And, man, they had a contract. They had, I ain't gonna say who they were, but they some serious people. They wrote me out a contract. My mama was sitting there and she was looking at that, and the money was about to be, what they were gonna give me.
Some action.
And I told my mama, I'm 15 years old. So I said, explain that to me. And they wanted to Disney Channel me. They wanted to square me up. Mama started explaining to me, and I said, I don't know how to do that. And they said, baby, they gonna show you. My mama trying to get that sack. I was trying to stick to being a street cat. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't trying to basically sell my, that ain't even me. I ain't want to Miley Cyrus myself. I didn't really want to do none of that. And I said, when I read the contract myself, and I was like, man, this right here, the way the words was wrote, I said, okay, baby, this right here, man, you can't cuss. Push that bitch away.
I've been on millions. I've been on records that sold millions, over 40 million records. And they tell me to come to the mic. So I'm in the studio, right? And you got them, everything. So when I go to the mic, I'm saying, I have to envision certain things, otherwise it won't come out the way I want it to come out. Like when I'm in that mic, it's like I'm really on the blade. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I really, I'm out here in the streets. So when you're rapping and you talking about the game, you know what I'm saying? We know you have, back in the day had some affiliations, some encounters with the game. So I'm saying, what do you think about when you rapping? Do you feel like I gotta rap, I gotta say this for my pimp partners, I gotta say this for the squares, I gotta say this for the hoes? I mean, what is your mindset when you're in that booth? I
mean, really now that motherfucker stepped away, you know what I'm saying? I just, I'm always keep my ear to the streets, and then just past experience, like everything I rap might not be just flat out true or what but it kind of it kind of reflect what I went through. You know what I'm saying? If I woke up and the bitch bitching about her hair being done back then, you know what I'm saying? Like I just got the whole nails done and she done broke the nail, and the bitch trying to get back up in there and get the nail done again. I might get in there and talk about this funky bitch, like, bitch, I just spent $200 on your nails, bitch, you done broke the motherfucker the next morning. You know what I'm saying? I'll rap about that. You know what I'm saying? I sit and think, see, a lot of the young cats, they punch in. Shout out to my nigga Mr. G, man, because he know how to punch in when he rap. I don't know how to do that very well. I'm old school.
So
I got the right.
You all straight off the dome.
So when I hear the beat, I'm a storyteller. I'm finna write and I'm finna tell the story.
So do you ever think about, like, when you write, do you ever say, Cause I mean, you know, being on millions of records, you know, 50 Cent, I'm like, whatever I do, I can't be unpimping. You know what I'm saying? I can't miss pimp. So do you ever, when you rapping, when you rapping, right, and you on the mic, do you ever think like, man, I can't say this, man, I want my pimp partner. You know, I'm just, you know.
Well, I try to, you know how you touched on like the squares. I try to rap within where a square would understand me too, cause they like my music too. I try to say shit that'll catch they, but then I also, like you said, my pimp partner want to listen to this shit. And I don't need him saying, nigga, you sound green, motherfucker, when you say that.
Okay, let's take, for example, right, Finesse 2 times. You know, he'll say something about some pimping, then he'll say something about some hustling in the mix of it, right? You know what I'm saying? Do you ever be conscious of, man, I can't mix it because, you know what I'm saying? You know, cause like I'll give you myself example. Like when I'm out there and I'm on the mic, I'm always thinking like, I know that nigga, you know, so and so he gonna roast me if I say this. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But shout out to Finesse 2 times, cause I like the shit out of Finesse. Shout out to him. I love his music. He one of my favorite artists. But you know what I'm saying? It's been talked about. The internet go crazy about like, is he a pimp? To me, my opinion, Finesse is a Mac. You know what I'm saying? That's basically he's a Mac. You know. But also shout out to Memphis, because I have a lot of Memphis pimp partners. Everybody in Memphis, that's their culture. Every young guy out of Memphis, they gon' put their hands in that. They gon' put their hands in that pimping. I don't care who it is. You growing up in the inner city Memphis, it's their culture. Making easy money, pimping hoes and style. That's their shit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really talk down on Finesse, but like, man, that nigga ain't pimp. He talking about this because I feel like P exempt. Being from Memphis, because they gonna put their hands.
But you know, the one thing I like about Finesse 2 times is that, you know, he remind me of Pimp C. You know what I'm saying? In the sense that, you know, he kicking that pimp hop. You know what I'm saying? He keeping the flavor going, because it died for a minute. You know what I'm saying? A lot of suckers started just, you know, I mean, if they gave a bitch a ring, that was pimping. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they do was pimping. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, you know what I'm saying? We do respect the brother. You know what I'm saying? Because it's brothers like yourself and Mr. G and Rollo, who I think, you know what I'm saying, that's going to take it to the next level.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
To give him just a closer look.
Give him a closer look. Because when I was listening to your music, it made me feel good. When I listen to Finesse 2 times, it make me feel good. Rollo, me and him did music together, so, you know what I'm saying, Mr. G, I like all of y'all shit, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I hope one day, man, that, you know, we all could just come together. You know what I'm saying, man? You know, I got the hip hop fraternity too. So, you know, I welcome all the brothers, the pimp hop, you know, whoever want to come in. We all come together as brothers, you know what I'm saying, create this union, you know, called hip hop fraternity, where we can, you know, support one another in the pension for the aspiring artists, man. Right. So when y'all, you know, get out to rapping, you know, y'all go into the thing. So one thing we do at the hip hop fraternity, we teach about ASCAP BMI.
Oh, yeah.
So with the hip hop fraternity, Brother Rooster, you know, we got, it's called thehiphopfraternity.com. What we do is we help artists. We teach them about ASCAP, BMI, CSAT, you know, NFTs, you know, NFCs, non-fear communication, you know, peer-to-peer. Yeah. And we also teach about Bitcoin, cryptology, and all these things. Because, you know, you got to remember, Brother Rooster, when you go in the booth, you're an entrepreneur. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, no one knows what that song going to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, Michael Jackson didn't know that Thriller was going to do what it did, but it did what it did. You know, 150 million albums sold. So, you know, I want brothers like yourself, you know, as you're making this transition, going into the positive life, I want you to understand that, you know, you can, you know, go from the ghetto street, from the second street, from the ghetto blocks to the Wall Street stock. You know, these is 2 books that I did. This is Boosie. This is Ice-T. I'm a literary agent. You know, both of them brothers signed to me. Right. And I come from the same block you come from. I'm from the streets. You know what I'm saying? Right. So we can transition. And I can tell you, look at pimping like this. When you on the blade and you're looking at the mountain, you know, the mountain, it looks really big. Right. You know, but once you get on that mountain, you look down and you see the things you used to do, it start looking small.
Smile, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, it's like a jet. You know, we got to fly 30,000 feet. Mm-hmm. And this here is just, you know, pimping on a whole nother level, go in there and to talk to CBS, which is who owns Simon Schuster, and, you know, do millions of dollars worth of deals. That's the goal. Right. You know, so I appreciate you making this transition, doing your music.
I always tell people, man, I talk about it all the time when they, you know, when there's man, he pimp rap. When they say that he pimp rappers, man, or man, that mother, he just rapping. That nigga just a rapper. You can talk about selling dope and killing, and you never done before. That's easy. I can do that shit. When a motherfucker rapping that pimping, he ain't lying. Especially when he go in the depths. It's not easy. It's not an easy genre. You know what I'm saying? Cause you know, hey man, the funky bitch, she stink. Why is he laying up with her if she stink? That's how I square gone. If she funky, why you got her over there? Bitch, I'm pimping. You know what I'm saying? The bitch clean as a whistle. I'm saying that's, you know, you have to be none. That's the lingo. When you go in the depths of rapping about the pimping, I ain't talking about a motherfucker just, you know, I sent 30 bricks across the way and then I sent the bitch, like he just heard that. Sent the bitch. You know what I'm saying? He ain't never done that. He ain't never, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers can talk like that, but when you go in the depths of talking about, you know, like I say in my Pusha P freestyle, I had to duck the vice on the back street. You know what I'm saying? When you say, when a square might say, well, what's the vice?
Same thing. Only thing difference between squares and players and pimps, the squares is most ruthless. You know, in the conclusion, why don't you tell people where they can find you at and let them know some of the music that they can find on YouTube?
Yeah, man. Man, on YouTube, y'all can go subscribe to me, man. Mac Rooster the Pimp. You know, and my Instagram, man. It's a new Instagram, man. They be taking them motherfuckers, man. Yeah, man, it's been a pleasure too,
brother.
Man. I appreciate it.
Coming, man.
Hey, man, shout out to Pimpin Ken, man.
Come to my store.
Hey, man, I used to come to his store, man, and man, he taught me a lot about myself. You know, he taught me a lot, and I appreciate you for that, Ken.
I thank you for coming, my brother.
I told you a story earlier, man, that humbled me.
My daughter, yeah.
That humbled me, man. Ken daughter.
If you ain't humble, you're crying.
Ken daughter walked in. She was in distress, man. She was crying and she was mad. She was mad about her hair. And I said, Ken, who is that? He said, man, that's my daughter. But Ken was so humble at the situation. And you know, I was telling a friend of mine the other day. I said, man, I learned a lot about being humble from Ken and discipline from Ken, man. Just off that experience with you right there at that store, man.
Thank you,
brother. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, P.
So, yes. Man, you are watching The View from the Game. I'm Ken Ivey.
Now let's talk about this book. And Ken is the homie.
He a legend. He a legend.
I fuck with Ken Steve-O. They came to me with, you know, Simon Schuster.
Boss me and you the shot caller. When you write a book about somebody, it's about what they've been through. I saw my first nigga get killed. I was 9. I was at school, nigga trying to bring me 17 pounds. And I got cancer. And my auntie Keisha died, Jean died. Everybody was dying. I ain't think I was gonna make it. Me and Revy never hung out together. That's what this book, the world don't know. We never been in the streets together. Master P was in their heyday. They moved to Baton Rouge, so I saw these dudes all the time. Matter of fact, I broke them over Dick Girl car. When I saw how big they was, all these niggas riding around in big trucks. My show was like $1,200. I got a pocket full of money. I went and got a player, dog. I went and got fresh every day. I was thugging, man. Every week I was on some shit. Fights, shootouts, beef.
Hey, how you doing? This is James C.B. Gray, President and National Spokesperson for the Hip Hop Fraternity. Thank you for watching the trailer of the making of an autobiography of a celebrity featuring Little Boosie.
Sales. That's 100 large when you hit a doorbell. $3,000 fitted still got a coke smell.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Pimpin Ken, man. I want y'all to go get my new book, The 48 Laws of the Game, Pimpology, man. This is the book that everybody is reading. They love it in the prisons. It's selling all over the world. Everything that your father, your uncle didn't teach you, this book will. This will give you a whole lot of game. And it's for men and women. And if you want to be a winner, go get my other book, The Art of Human Chess. It's a bestseller. Both of my books are bestsellers. And if you want to get the book, just go to thehiphopfraternity.com. Go to the link books and hit book. If that don't work for you, go to Amazon.com. If that don't work, go to audiobook.com. Type in my name, Pimpin Ken. I guarantee you that the book will pop up. You just order the book. We got the audio book. We got the hardcover. We got the paperback. Anything you need, just go to any one of those platforms, Barnes & Nobles, Books A Million, and get the book.